Hello, scholars. We are now going to continue our ELA lesson. We are going to review nonfiction text features. So, those are all of the things we've been talking about when we read a nonfiction book. Illustrations. An illustration is a drawing. Sometimes it is an example used to explain or prove something. So, here I have two different types of illustrations. One of them here is this infographic. And in this picture or this illustration, you see different drawings of the steps to wash your hands properly. And over here on the other side, we have illustrations of farm animals. Photographs. A photograph is made using a camera to take pictures of real life people, places, animals, or things. So all of the photographs you see here are real life things. When we look at photographs and illustrations in nonfiction texts, we do a couple of things. We notice. We notice some details. So, for example, I notice that the moose has large antlers. And if my teacher asked me a question about why or how a lemming stays safe in the winter from other animals, I can take a look at the picture and see if I can find any clues. And I can see that the lemming is white like the snow. So I might want to use those clues to help answer questions in class. Labels are another text feature we talked about. Labels can give you more information about what you see in a photograph or illustration. Here in this illustration, these arrows are pointing to the different parts of a book. So I have my back cover, the spine of a book, the front cover. This arrow here is pointing to the title. This one is pointing to the author. This one's pointing to the illustrator. And this one to the front cover. Sometimes arrows are very helpful, but if there's just one thing in the picture, like here, it's just a moose, a label might just be a little box. This one shares the name of the animal. Or using arrows, these photographs are labeled to remind us of the names of a whale's body parts. So 3 different parts. So I'm not just seeing a whole whale tail, I'm looking at this one part. The label is showing me where to look. It's the fluke. The last feature we talked about was the table of contents. A table of contents tells us the main topics or chapters in a book. A table of contents also tells us what page to find those topics on. For example, if I wanted to learn more about mixing ice cream, I would look here for the topic, mixing ice cream, and down beside it, at the end of the line, I see a page number. I would turn to page 17 to see what I can learn. Today, in this book, Ants, Ants, and More Ants, we are going to have a chance to take a look at some of our features. For example, here I see a photograph, a real life ant on a real life flower. This book was written by Brian Roberts. Here I am, table of contents. Ants everywhere on page 4. What do ants look like on page 5? Groups of ants on page 9. And watching ants on page 12. If I wanted to read about what ants look like, what do ants look like? What page do I turn to? Ants everywhere. You can find ants in lots of different places. You can find them in the grass and dirt in your garden. You can find them on trees and in your home. And here there's a caption, ants swarm food left on the floor. Take a look, friends. Is this a photograph or an illustration? Is this a photograph or an illustration? Click on triangle if you think it's a photograph. Click on circle if you think it's an illustration. What do ants look like? Ants are insects. Their bodies have three parts and they have six strong legs. So take a look here. We have labels pointing to the different parts. We have the abdomen, it's pointing here. The thorax is this section here, the head. And if I look here at these labels, they're pointing to little parts, the jaws, the eye, antenna. And here I have three arrows pointing to three slim legs. What are these arrows and words called? The table of contents or labels? Ants can be different colors. They can be black, brown, red, green, or yellow. Ants have two antennae they use to touch and smell. So they use their senses a little differently. Here the label is showing us the antenna. Take a look at the photographs. Are all ants the same color? Yes or no? Click on the triangle for yes. Click on the circle for no. Ants can be tiny or large. Some big ants are large as a paper clip. Ants are very strong for their size. So here I see a photograph and illustrations. Here, this caption says a very big ant. And here it says a very small ant. And they have to label it with an arrow to show with a little small ant. Take a look at the illustrations. Are all ants the same size? Click on the triangle for yes. Click on the circle for no. Some ants have large, strong jaws. They use their jaws to cut food and to fight. Groups of ants. Most ants build nests under or on top of the ground. Different ants in the nest have different jobs. The queen ant lays all the eggs. Friends, what is this label pointing to in the photograph? Is it pointing to the eggs? Click on the triangle if you think it's pointing to the eggs. Or do you think the label is pointing to the antenna? Click on the circle if you think these labels are pointing to the antenna. Some worker ants take care of the eggs and baby ants. Some worker ants get food. Soldier ants guard the nest. Watching ants. Ants are amazing animals. You can have fun watching ants at work. I hope you enjoyed our nonfiction read aloud today. I hope you learned a little bit about ants and had a chance to review our text features.